I'm thinking of ending things with my partner after finding out he secretly changed the contents of his will. So I finally got the courage to discuss this issue, but I am still very embarrassed because I know that talking about and discussing money is frowned upon. I agree that I am not entitled to anything I didn't work for. I live by this, and I have, since I was 16, been my provider, even though I come from a stable and well-off family with loving and supportive parents. But being independent has always been priceless to me. I started my company when I was 26. I'm 42 now, and it thrived until COVID when it almost went into bankruptcy. But now it makes good living, but nothing as it did before. For me besides, but now it makes good living, but nothing as it did before. For me, beside having to let go great employees and the fear of losing my pride and joy in my company, the monetary side never bothered me because I have made good savings. And I always adjust well to situations living within my limits. Why this long intro? Just to paint a picture of why my partner's betrayal are more about trust and love for me than the monetary aspect. I have not succeeded to make people around me understand this, however, because when I told my family that I want to break up with him over his will, they called me the jerk. I am 42 female, and he is 53 male. We have been together since 2009, living together since 2011. We are compatible in everything, and the love I have for him has never wavered. We both make a good living, and we have since 2015 bought our beautiful penthouse that we love very much. Around the same time, we started to think about the unpleasant things like debt, etc. And since we are each other's family, we wrote wills that we inherited each other because we thought that the one leaving earlier could be in peace, knowing the other will not have to worry about moving or lowering their standards. At the time, I made 2 or 3 times more than him. He was very supportive and loving during COVID, and he made me feel like I could just sit it out without worrying about contributing to our living, just to keep the company afloat. For a year, I didn't take salary, and I used for my savings, but he made the bigger contribution to the household. After COVID, now, both with the changes in my economy and advancement in his career, he makes double what I make. We discuss our living situation and if we needed to downsize, but we did the math. And honestly, we don't even spend half of what we make, so all is good. During my Christmas deep cleaning of the apartment, I stumbled upon his new will, May 2022, where he only leaves me 10% and 10% to his mother, something we already agreed on. The rest goes to his sister and her family. I was shocked because we never talked about this, and he never told me. He is still my sole heir besides the 10% we were leaving to our mothers. His sister and her husband fell on hard times due to her getting fired of her high-paying job due to gross misconduct, and her husband's job being lost due to COVID. And it turned out that they had accumulated lots of debt throughout the years. In no means, however, are they poor. They just don't have the means they had before. In fact, they still are way more well-off than any of my siblings. But never has it occurred to me or my family that they would inherit me the same way I didn't expect to inherit them. I feel nauseous. I want to leave him. I feel betrayed. The thought makes me so hurt. Not only how unfair it is, but how he hid it from me. I love him, and I could just ignore this and change my will in secret too to make my much more deserving siblings my heirs and leave him crumbs. But I don't know. My heart is broken. What do you think?